Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. This is the final one in the Captain America series of First Impressions. Probably do a full-on review of everything together, but never say never, never say for sure, because you never know what will happen. On that note, I've already filmed this before, but my computer had a hiccup and needed to restart and update a lot of things. So the video file got corrupted. Hooray! That's not performative. That's a laugh for me. That's how I laugh. Get used to it. Now, where was I? Anything else I forgot to cover? No, this is the start of it. Oh yeah, just calling out now before I forget. I'm just gonna do this. I like the contrast between the shirt and my hands, the gloves on. I'm kind of pale and they kind of blend out, especially with like the lights in the background. This just provides something firmer to keep track of. Was it even there? I gotta, whenever I'm doing that, I gotta make sure everything's fully in frame, because I think it's larger, because like it can capture back there. So I figured, oh, yeah, that's not too much of a difference, but it's a difference between it being in camera or not. That was a wonderful intro to this. Let's go over, and hopefully my memories are too foggy after this being a day since I last recorded. Blackout. Sure, whatever. It's like one of the most powerful, the building holding some of the most powerful people in the world, and it just gets a blackout. Nothing suspicious about that. Sure. Oh yeah, just kill them. There's this whole elaborate part about taking them and ransoming off, holding them as hostages. It's like, no one's ever going to agree to that. Governments aren't going to agree to it on principle. People who are working to benefit from that within and outside of said countries, and governments, including you yourselves, who would directly benefit from the deaths. Just kill them. Don't overcomplicate your plans unless it's for personal fulfillment. If you have an objective and you want to achieve it, go about it the simplest way possible, accounting for all fail-safes, every fail-safe you can, unless like it being complicated provides some sort of fulfillment to you personally and your art project or whatnot. But yeah. I got that one across a lot better last time. Oh well. Oh god, yeah, this was a terrible one. I've harped on about it before, and I don't want to go over it too many times, but the stream messed up in a very critical piece of action. The first time he properly throws the shield within the episode all suited up to enter the place, it completely jumped frames. I missed it entirely, had to rewind to see it. Was devastating. Yes, Moon callback from the first episode where they say, oh, I've heard rumors that Steve Rogers is up on the moon. And then it comes from, a government official. And that was supposed to be a joke, but unfortunately, it's true to life now. That's just where we're at, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Where was it? Oh yeah. Then they move on to kidnapping them whilst the Falcon is occupied with a fight with the Leaper. Or something Leaper. I never properly remember his name. Anywho, while they're doing that, they get locked in with advanced magnetic lock, but like, you think you would have a basic one too there as a failsafe, just in case, some advanced technician comes along with them to disable or hack the lock, but they're not, a locksmith, so they can't pick a basic one. Failsafes. Failsafes are very important. Oh, then we have a nice little tit-for-tat between Carly and Bucky, which is mostly used by her as their stalling tactic, but, you get some insight to the characters, which is very nice. Not massive insight, but, I enjoyed it. Where else was I? Oh, Saren just becomes a complete savage as we get a hint of what's to come, She just completely melts a guy in his car. Just, sulfuric vapors, I believe it was, melts the flesh right off him. Brutal, and I love it. Yeah, throughout the fight between the Leaper and Falcon, Captain America now, my bad. I was just like wondering, okay, what is he not gonna use any other gadgets on him? Is it just the shield and the wings? And for the most part, other than the drone, it seems to be right. Which is rather unfortunate, because there was so many times if he just had an electrified part of his suit, to just tase him or something, that would have been effective as he was trying to get him to grapples and holds. But hey, he comes out on top in the end, which is nice. Where else was I? Oh, Red Ring is back. That's the only other gadget he has, and what can I say? I'm a sucker for robots, so I'm very happy to see him returning. What else? Then, part of the kidnapping, I forgot to mention, involves hijacking a helicopter, and he rushes after them after a certain point. Dang it. Gonna have to really emote up here. Oh well. Rushes after them after a certain point, and yeah. Well, oh god, I've completely derailed myself with the placement of my hands. Oh, now I remember. A civilian or maybe a police helicopter gets injured in the process and then starts to crash. Red Ring pulls someone from the helicopter, Sam gets the other person, and they land on the bridge in the collision course of the helicopter that's crashing, which not a wise idea. And then he makes a dome out of the wings and the shield for the helicopter to just kind of bounce off of, and it's like, what? Why? I could maybe buy that with Bucky or Steve, because they have the super soldier serum in them. They're all jacked up from it. But Sam, they make a deliberate point of pointing out Sam is just a mortal man. So why? Why did it bounce? Why did it bounce? I just cannot buy that. Why? I gotta cut it somewhere, so. Oh, and you can tell U.S. agent is ready to kill as soon as he comes into this, which is delightful. And apparently I missed a pointless end credit scene in the second to last episode of him making a shield. That is useless. It's just normal metal and breaks relatively easy. Whatever. And whatever. I just can't. The rest of the helicopter scene is rather neat. I enjoy it well enough. Again, you can nitpick certain contrivances, but at the same time, it's like a TV show. If it's two obtuse or two contrived, everything goes perfectly, or everything goes horribly wrong, you're always going to point it out and make a sarcastic joke about it. It's the nature of television films. They're meh. Where was I? U.S. agent then makes the right call after, with the trucks, Bucky chases them down, gets into a fist fight with them. One's set on fire, and he's occupied with that. And in the process of fighting off, U.S. agent fighting off the rest of the Flag Smashers, while Bucky rescues people trapped within the ignited truck, he ends up in a one-on-one fight with Carly, gets knocked down. She goes to throw the remaining hostages just off a steep drop to kill them all. They're precariously placed and may just, straight up die once they fall. And he's presented with the choice of going after Carly or saving the civilians. And I say civilians, the people of power, but globally, so it's not just a senator or something. So, Anywho, he makes the right call to go and save them, which they have been hinting at throughout the season, of saying he consistently makes the right calls in the heat of battle. So that is good, and I do appreciate it. That is something consistent, a good payoff. Where else were we? Oh, but then Carly and the gang attack him from behind while I was doing that. They fall down, but Sam comes in for the save with his, jetpack. So hey, that helps. What else? Then Carly tries to escape with the aid of Leaper throwing down smoke grenades, and is in the underground tunnels, well, just a set of them, and then decides to follow a whistle with no pre-established plan whatsoever, like an idiot. And she gets just a dessert from that foolish plan. What else was there? Where was I? Oh yeah. Then Sharon was the power broker, and for some effing reason reveals herself. Like, just kill her if you're gonna kill her, or devise a situation where you can drug her and take her hostage to then reproduce the serum. Why, for the love of God, why reveal herself and make an appeal to emotion when she's clearly dedicated herself to a cause? It's just so foolhardy and arrogant, and it backfires horribly when the Leaper comes in, overhearing this bit of info, and says, hey, you're gonna pay me 4 times the amount, or I'm gonna offer. And then he gets shot. Carly shoots Sharon, so she's down. Leaper's dead, so great. And Carly has the upper hand, is about to kill her, until Sam steps in, which I think... Oh no, I skipped over a part. Flag Smasher IT effing sucks. Effing sucks. Anyone can get into it and manipulate it and feed them false information, and it's easily trackable. Not even using a VPN or nothing. It is pathetic. Why? Why rely so heavily on technology if you don't have people adequately trained in protecting yourselves against being tracked and manipulated? Why not just truly be an underground movement like they've implied, or just get someone with basic IT skills to protect yourself against, or be an underground movement like it's kind of shown early on in the show. It's just, you say, oh, they're the big threat that's been causing problems to all sorts of people, and it's like the most basic of methods to track them down and apprehend them. It's pathetic. Pathetic. Just pathetic. Oh well. I'm feeling bad about that one for some reason. Anyway, little fight between Sam and Carly. She gets the upper hand. Sharon shoots her while she's distracted. And Carly dead, I guess. Oh well. Neatly played by the actress who portrayed her, but at the same time, when you tie it to a movement and don't really have a leader in said movement, just like a figurehead, it's honestly, she'll probably be more effective as a martyr, so... Yeah, and then we get the dramatic entrance, and it's just why? Why do they do it so dramatically? I don't get it. I can get where it goes next in a few seconds, but such dramatic entrance, she was just a little teen. I don't know. It seems so weird. Then fuck Global Resource, whatever the goddamn hell their name is. Fuck them. They are a bunch of little pricks. Yeah. And then, to cap it off. Nope, that's the wrong side. That is also wrong side. I shouldn't have flipped it. Oh, that's awkward. Was I? A good speech from Sam. It just goes into saying, yes, there's an amount of personal responsibility for people's actions and what they choose to do, but you cannot just hand wave it away at saying it's their personal fault. Why are so many people making these choices? Why did people rally around her? Why did people from across the globe believe in her and her movement and feel like she was justified in everything she did? How did we get to that state? Why do they do it? What are they feeling? Those are important things you have to consider if you're going to solve problems. You cannot just point at a sole group of individuals or person and say that is the sole reason for what is happening. It is doomed for failure, and we have seen it time and time again in real life. And I do appreciate that call out from Sam. Yeah, then the remaining flag mashers, we get a little whistle again saying, oh yeah, something will happen with them moments before Zemo's butler blows them all up. And it's just, okay, tie up that thread? Not really, because, okay, sure, the superhumans are gone from the group now, but it's like, if they want to, someone else can just figure out a super serum as well, a super soldier serum, inject it into some people as well, who also then become flag smashers. It's like, you haven't limited anything off except the potential with these characters, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, I do hope for at least like the next while the flag smashers are still a persistent threat within the universe, causing problems, even if like the superhuman faction of it is dead now. I'd appreciate that. So yeah, this is where we kind of ended up the wrap-up page after Sam's little speech there. The US agent finally gets his name dropped by Countess Val, who I believe is Madame Hydra. So, I mean, that was nice. It's a nice little scene. He's pumped about it again. He feels back on his feet and balanced again. But, You know, I think he's going to just be a complicated character, which I am here for. Then we follow up with a scene with Bucky just kind of coming clean to, I forgot the name, but the person who's hanging out in the start of the series, whose son he killed. And we don't hang there long, but it's like, I don't know, what could you do? It's the end of the thing. Could you really ham it up that much for an extra like 5 or 10 minutes of content when we all know how it's going to go? Positive and negative. He's going to ask Bucky to leave, and then we're never going to really see him again. Maybe a cameo if it goes well, but it's not going to be important moving on down the line. It's just important this season. So, what else? And he also says thanks to the doctor by giving the notebook he has with all the names written down, with all the names crossed out because he's made amends. And it's like, I don't know, like, didn't have that sentimental value from Steve because it was also Steve's notebook. Then we get a nice little scene of Sam talking to Isaiah Bradley, and you know how he kind of proved him wrong, is doing something important. It's like they don't want to, with fictional characters and things like this, making progress to change. It's like, yeah, they're doing something great in a fictional thing, so they have to downplay it by saying, hey, you're not so-and-so famous civil rights activist, so, you know, don't get too full of yourself, despite we're trying to go above and beyond to make you as, you know, likable as them. What's it? Oh, and then he gets a wing built for him in the Captain America Museum, you know, just to honor his legacy and what he did. And maybe the war crimes and abuse of the US government? I don't know. They don't want to go into that. It would be neat if they did. And end credit. God effing damn it. I'm keeping that in. Because genuine reaction. Then we get the end credit scene with Sharon's on the inside as a power broker. Ooh, ominous. So, yeah, dang it. How am I gone 20 minutes this time? I kept it to an 18. It's because I'm struggling. I don't have the same fresh off the episode energy to keep me focused. I'm doing my best to recall it based on my notes. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Where else was I? Genuine thoughts of this and the last episode is they really should have been one big, massive episode. Because just dividing them up, they feel awkward. It feels like the last episode, just as it's about to go somewhere after an action-packed beginning, it ends. And now this one feels like it has again, a whole season's worth of conclusions without like enough happening. But I do like how they go into everything as opposed to the films would only have like 5-7 minutes for a conclusion, a wrap up to show us where everyone is. Like, you're able to touch on a lot more stuff and give things room to breathe, which I like. But maybe sometimes that means you have a format for your episodes that you break away from for the last one with these Marvel shows. So that way it just doesn't have this feeling. Like, I kind of felt the same way to a lesser extent with episode 8 and 9 of WandaVision, but that kind of had a flashback episode premise to it, so it kind of worked a little better than this, but, you know, same fundamental issue. Just, unless you really put in the work to make them worthy of being their own individual episodes, when it comes to like the last 2 episodes, just put them together. If it's like cliffhanger on the second to last episode, don't. Just make it one big episode. Don't do that. You cannot do that on the second last one before we get into the climactic action, because like it just tires people out. Well, at least me. So, in conclusion, like, good episodes, we do like them. Something I'll go into more on a popular view is you notice a few more imperfections within the show itself as opposed to a film in the MCU, but at the same time, so much more is done, so much more is explored, and the conclusion, like I said, is given so much more time to breathe, so much more room, which I do like. So for me personally, that is a good trade-off. Like, these slight imperfections in the show are worth it to me. Just get so much more in what they can try to do, what they can set up, and, you know, the conclusions they can, you know, breathe out and explore, as opposed to having to rush out in like 7 minutes at the end of like a 2-hour movie. So, yeah, that's that. What isn't covered in the outro? Streaming channel, if you like that, please do check it out. Third YouTuber, so, yeah, I have fun with that. It's something I enjoy. In the upcoming weeks, there will be a pretty massive change up to the schedule, because like every game I'm kind of playing right now will be done in like 3 to 4 weeks. So check that out. You can see on YouTube or on Twitch what I streamed recently, so to figure out what franchise I'm playing. And the upcoming ones would be Control, Super Mario N64, and the third game I haven't decided on yet. So check that out if you're at all interested in it. And outro to say the rest. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. Be sure to like, comment, share the video about the place, and to subscribe. And also, if you're feeling exceptionally generous, take a look at my Patreon. Thank you very much for your time. Ta-ta, Wiedersehen, until we meet again.